All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Things have not been smooth for Deshaun Watson since he joined the Cleveland Browns last season. Watson only appeared in 6 games for the Browns in 2022 as a result of being suspended by the National Football League for 11 games due to his off the field discrepancies. And this year, it's been the injury bug that has plagued Watson as shoulder issues have limited him to just 6 games. And after Watson just had one of his best performances of the season as he helped the Browns pull off the road upset of the Baltimore Ravens this past Sunday, the news broke yesterday that the three-time Pro Bowler season is officially over. Watson he was already attempting to play through a rotator cuff injury in his shoulder, in his throwing shoulder, which forced him to miss several games this season. But then yesterday's news revealed that he had a fracture in the same shoulder. And this is a tough blow for a Browns team that was 5-1 in the 6 starts that Watson made this season. Not only that, a tough blow for a Browns team that is 6-3. They're tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers for second place in the AFC North. They're a half game behind the Baltimore Ravens for first place in that division. And of course, the Ravens are set to host the Cincinnati Bengals tonight in a pivotal matchup, not only in the AFC North, but as far as playoff implications going the AFC as well. And then the Browns are currently in possession of the sixth seed in the AFC North if the playoffs had begun today. Tyler Spencer, what's going on? You're saying can't stay for the stream while you're at work? Definitely appreciate the support, though. It's all good. But I had to pop in and say, go Bengals. Got to have this one tonight. Listen, man, I'll jump off the Deshaun Watson topic real quick and tell you, listen, this is a must win for both of these clubs tonight. Both of them are coming into this contest after losing surprisingly at home last Sunday. I don't know who you want to say was more surprising: the Bengals losing at home to the Texans, or the Ravens losing at home to the Browns. I'll tell you like this: the Texans are playing some good ball right now, and the Browns have been playing some good ball as well. But I know that the Ravens have the better record right now than the Cincinnati Bengals. But this is a scenario where Cincinnati got the best of Baltimore multiple times last year, including in the postseason. And if you're the Ravens, you definitely want to send the message that, hey, things are going to be different this year. And if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, you want to send the message to say, hey, we still got to say in who's going to win this AFC North this year. Nonetheless, I think this is a pivotal game for both teams involved. With that said, also for the Browns, they got to try to find a way to rally the troops here because this was a tough blow. And I mean, this team had been playing well on and holding it together in Watson's absence. Nonetheless, they were 5-1 in the 6 starts that he made. But you figured if you're the Browns, Watson was attempting to play through his rotator cuff injury. They shut down the lowly Arizona Cardinals a couple of weeks ago, but then I think this win over the Ravens on Sunday was a momentum builder as far as the stretch run for the season for the Browns goes. And then you look how they did it because Baltimore put them in an early deficit, double digit deficit. This Browns team was able to rally. Deshaun Watson was able to rally. And this Browns team, they just put it all together in that second half of that big win over Baltimore. Nonetheless, this news, it has to be tough. And obviously, clearly, it's going to be the next man up mentality, a little bit different in quarterback, but I think there's going to be some rallying points for this team. Defensively, we've seen the Browns marvel at times this season, and I think they're going to rely on that defense led by Miles Garrett up front, and of course, Jim Schwartz dialing things up defensively, schematically for the Browns. You got Kareem Hunt, who's playing solid at running back, David Njoku, who is, to me, I think slightly underrated as a tight end, and then of course a veteran wide receiver like Amari Cooper. Now, according to Kevin Stefanski, it's going to be DTR, the rookie out of UC. UCLA at quarterback on Sunday. Wouldn't surprise me at some point if he did decide to go back to PJ Walker, who has turned the football over at times, but nonetheless, the Browns got to try to figure this thing out for the short term. For the long term, you're looking at the recovery process of Deshaun Watson. He's 28 years old. He's in the prime of his career. And you just have to wonder if he's going to lose some zip on that fastball. And that's going to be important because not just as far as playing those cold games in Cleveland in December and January going forward, also dealing with those other AFC North foes in that cold weather in Pittsburgh, in Cincinnati, in Baltimore, and then having to go up against those elite quarterbacks in the postseason on the AFC side, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, the Lamar Jacksons, the Justin Herberts. Of course, for the New York Jets, hopefully, they're hopeful to get Aaron Rodgers back, Josh Allen in Buffalo, and so many others. You got to have that guy at the quarterback position. And for the Browns, they gave up so much to get Deshaun Watson from the Texans, which included 3 first-round picks. And clearly, you can say and you can make a compelling argument that they have not gotten the bang for their buck at this point, just due to the fact that Deshaun Watson hasn't been there. Last year's situation was totally different. The Browns knew that there was going to be a possible suspension for Watson coming down the pike after they acquired him from the Texans, so they accepted that. But nonetheless, this year the thought process was Deshaun had a full year of training camp. He's healthy. He's good to go. And then the shoulder issues have taken place. And he got banged up in that game against the Tennessee Titans. That was his best game of the season. Pardon me, against the game against the Ravens rather. But in the game against the Tennessee Titans, he had his best performance of the year statistically, going 27 to 33 for 289 with 2 TDs. And to me, honestly, I think he had his best performance overall this past Sunday in that second half in that comeback win over the Baltimore Ravens. And I think this is a huge blow for the Cleveland Browns. They got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up on Sunday at home. And I want to see how this Browns team is going to be able to respond. Pittsburgh's been playing some good football as well as of late. I think this is going to be a defensive stalemate. And I think the defense is going to have this Browns team is going to have to lean on this defense going forward. But this is a huge blow for the Browns because just as soon as it seemed that this team is turning the corner, this happens, and we've seen this so many times from the Cleveland Browns. It happened a couple of years ago. They got to the divisional round against Kansas City, had so many opportunities to win that game against the Chiefs, and it just didn't go through for the Browns after they finally broke through and got to the postseason and won a game. So much tough luck over the years. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, red right 88, the fumble, the drive, you name it. And I think this is just another tough blow. So let's see how Deshaun Watson can bounce back from this long term. But then also let's see how the Cleveland Browns can bounce back from this short term here in 2023 as they're looking to make a push for the postseason. Always next man up philosophy. So let's see who's going to be that next man up to make those key plays for the Browns coming down the stretch here this season. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.